What's up? What's up? Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host for this evening, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, coming at you here on the U to the 2. So, first off, I want to apologize. I know I didn't get around to doing the weekly video last weekend. I've been crazy busy with work. My main job and some freelance stuff, so I've been crazy busy. It even took me a while to kind of get caught up on things, so I do apologize for my tardiness. So I wanted to go ahead and get this video out of the way, but gonna talk about some things. Gonna talk some Stardom, gonna talk some AEW, gonna look at some New Japan Cup current standings. I'll go back over Stardom's New Blood #1 show that I did get around to watching, which was free. It was on YouTube, so that was cool. And yeah, just go from there. Had a couple of big changes that happened, and also some unfortunate things as well. First, want to start off with Scott Hall, a.k.a. Razor Ramon. He's part of the NWO, Black and White and Red and Black. He was just taken off of life support. He was returned to the hospital after suffering, he'd been suffering like 3 heart attacks. And, yeah, apparently they just took him off of life support. So, just hoping and praying that, whatever is meant to be happens. If he can continue on, awesome. If not, I just pray that he doesn't suffer. It's a critical time. And I know that he is very much loved. I know he's had a lot of history with dealing with drugs, alcohol, stuff like that. But Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, was very much loved throughout his pro wrestling career. I mean, growing up, I used to watch him a lot in WWF as well as WCW. It's with the NWO when he was Razor Ramon. I tell you, so many great promos from Razor Ramon. Always enjoyed him on the mic, whether it was just Scott Hall or Razor Ramon. Always enjoyed him on the mic, especially with his iconic "Hey Yo." Loved that. And I tell you, every time Scott Hall would do that on the mic, you know he was about to speak truth. It was on. And just, I enjoyed him as a wrestler as well. Just a lot of the rivalries he's had. A lot of the storylines he's had with Diesel, 1-2-3 Kid, Shawn Michaels, Yokozuna. I mean, you name it. Lex Luger, Hulk Hogan. So many. And, with him being in the NWO, was a big name in the NWO, and him and Kevin Nash, aka Diesel, or like this, one of his best friends, if not his best friend. And it's just, seeing those two together, whether they were partners or opponents, just, it was magic. Throughout Razor Ramon's career, Razor Ramon Scott Hall, just so many great matches, so many great rivalries, and just always enjoyed him on the mic. And, it just, thankfully, he made it into the Hall of Fame. One of the best Intercontinental Champions in WWF history, WWE history. And, somebody that I watched a lot growing up. And I just, Lord willing, hope he can pull through. But overall, you know, him and his family will be in my prayers. I know it's gotta be tough. It's gotta be really tough and hard on his family, his friends, all those that are close to him. But you know, at the end of the day, it's in God's hands. It's in God's hands. But we'll always have a lot of love and respect for Scott Hall and for what he's done in the pro wrestling business. Definitely quite an icon and just one of the best. One of the best in the business. So my love, my thoughts, my prayers go out to Scott Hall and his family. I know, he's still, as we speak now, still alive, but just hope for the best, be prepared for the worst. Okay, let's talk about Stardom. So, I did get a chance to watch New Blood #1, which was actually pretty good, and it was shown on the official Stardom YouTube page for free in its entirety. I know there was no English translation, but hey, free is free. So I got a chance to check this show out. So first off, it started with a match between Stars' Momo Kogo and Sayaka from Gato Move, aka Choco Pro wrestling promotion. And I have to say, more and more I see Momo Kogo compete in the ring, I'm definitely becoming more and more of a fan of her. I like Momo Kogo. I think she's definitely gonna go far in Stardom. It may take a while, but I think she has a lot of potential. I think she definitely has a lot of potential. She's been getting some extra training from Hazuki, but I think she has excellent potential. And even in her first match, definitely looked good. She looked solid. And in this match, it was pretty back and forth. I felt like both competitors got in a good bit of offense, but ultimately, Momo Kogo gets the victory with a fisherman suplex on Sayaka, and picks up the victory, representing Stardom under the Stars faction. So she opens up with the victory. Next up, we had a tag team match, which pits Stardom's Cosmic Angels of Unagi Sayaka and Wakasukiyama going up against Ai Hozan and Maria of the Marvelous Women's Pro Wrestling promotion. And I know of Maria, but this was my first time seeing Ai Hozan. I know a little bit of Marvelous Women's Pro Wrestling promotion because I know Maria, I know Takumi Aroha, Mei Hoshizuki, which I don't believe is part of Marvelous anymore. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think she's part of Marvelous anymore. But that's another name that comes to mind. But overall, this was a pretty decent tag team match. Got to see a lot from Ai Hozan, and definitely liked her. Definitely liked her. That was really my first time seeing her wrestle, and I thought she did good. Like I said, Maria I've seen before, so definitely, was solid. And it's good to see Wakasukiyama. I like her, personally. I think she's another one that's getting better in the ring, and it's good that she's being featured quite a bit. Of course, more matches, more experience, so I like what they're doing with her. But ultimately, she did take the loss for the team as Maria submitted Waka with kind of a modified octopus stretch. I thought the way she had it locked in looked pretty painful, but made Waka tap out. And Marvelous, the tag team of Maria and Hozan, pick up the victory in this tag team match. But overall, pretty good match. Next up, we had a Inner Stardom tag team match between Queen's Quest Lady C and the Wonder of Stardom champion Saya Kamitani, going up against Donna Del Mondo's Mirai and Mai Sakurai. Now, I have to be honest with you, I was pretty disappointed that this ended up a time limit draw. Now, I feel like maybe they got a rivalry going with Lady C and Mai Sakurai. I think they're building that up quite a bit. Because, I mean, after all, both ladies have a singles victory. Mai Sakurai got her first victory over... Actually, both of these ladies got their first singles victories over Wakasukiyama. So, I mean, I don't know if that's something to really factor into this, but I think they're starting to build a rivalry between these two rookies, Lady C and Mai Sakurai. So, maybe that's what led to this draw. But it was kind of a bummer that it ended up being a time limit draw. I'm never really a fan of draws. Because, I mean, nobody wins, nobody loses. A draw just doesn't really settle it. So, that's my take on it. Next, we had another tag team match. We had the return of Saya Iida. Her teaming up with the Future of Stardom champion Hanan, both of the Stars faction of Stardom, going up against Just Tap Out's Tomoka Inaba and Aoi in this tag team contest. I really like Saya Iida's new gear, that kind of like greenish turquoise color. Love her new gear. And I tell you, it was just really, really glad. Finally, Saya Iida, the gorilla, is back in competition in Stardom. So really good to see her again. And she definitely did not look rusty at all. Her and Hanan teaming up definitely brought it to Tomoka and Aoi. Although I really like Tomoka Inaba. That was my first time seeing the both of these ladies, but I really like Tomoka out of the two. I thought she was pretty cool. Definitely somebody I would keep my eye on in the future. But yeah, this was a match I definitely enjoyed. It was back and forth. Really got a chance to see the ladies of Just Tap Out showcased. And overall, in her return match, Saya Iida actually got the pin for her team as she hit Aoi with kind of a spinning brainbuster to pick up the 1, 2, 3. So definitely big win for Saya Iida in her return. So glad that she is back in competition, and I think she's gonna shake things up with her return. You know, Stars is starting to look really, really strong now, especially with her return. So we'll have to see what happens going forward, but welcome back, Saya Iida. All right, next up we had a tag team match. We had, let's see, Oedo Tai's Starlight Kid and Rooka taking on the Diana promotion of Haruka Umesaki and Nanami. Both ladies not familiar with, but I thought this was a pretty decent match. But I figured Oedo Tai was going to pull off the victory, and sure enough, Starlight Kid gets the victory for her team, hitting Nanami with a moonsault, with just a top rope moonsault. But I thought the other ladies were alright. I mean, nothing really stood out to me, but I thought they were alright. Diana promotion I'm not too familiar with, so I mean, I know if I remember correctly, Saray wrestled for Diana. Yeah, I don't know that much about that promotion. So, yeah. And then the main event was Utami Hayashishita of Queen's Quest taking on the debuting newest Stardom signee slash rookie, Miyu Amasaki. And you know what? I felt she definitely brought the fight to Utami. I think it even kind of surprised Utami a little bit. But yeah, she actually brought a good fight to Utami. But of course, there was no way she was beating Utami. But yeah, Utami Hayashishita hit a bridging German suplex pin to get the 1-2-3 on Miyu Amasaki. And that wasn't it. Apparently, Utami was so impressed with how she did in her match that she ended up inviting her to join Queen's Quest. And she happily accepted. So, just like that, right after her debut match, Miyu Amasaki has joined Queen's Quest per invite from Utami Hayashishita. So, Queen's Quest and got themselves another member. So, wow. Let's look at it. So, let's see. Utami, Azumi, Saya Kamatani, Lady C, Hina, Miyu. So that's 6 now. They got 6 members now. Yeah, so Queen's Quest is now at 6 members. But overall, New Blood 1 was pretty good. It was pretty good. I look forward to them doing more of those, but it's good to see them showcase other promotions as well, and just to get some more eyes on the rookies or the more or less experienced. I like what they're doing with that, so I hope to see more of that. After all, as much as the current stars are great, also got to build up that new talent, that fresh talent. So I really like what they did with this show. Definitely enjoyed it. And not only that, so not only do we have, Kairi getting ready to re-debut on March 26th and 27th, coming up in a week, but the competitors and the bracket for the 2022 Cinderella tournament has been confirmed and announced. So let's take a look at this bracket. So the tournament will begin on April 3rd at the Tachikawa Stage Garden. And like I said, check out the We Are Stardom Twitter page for all the information. So it begins April 3rd. It'll continue on April 17th at Korakuen Hall. And then the finals will be at the Ota Ward Gymnasium on April 29th. So pretty much at the end of April will be the conclusion, the finals of the Cinderella tournament. And then, of course, the winner of the Cinderella tournament will get the fancy Cinderella dress with crown and all that. And she will be granted one wish. Now, of course, last year's winner was Saya Kamatani. And, of course, her wish was a shot at the Wonder of Stardom Championship, which she did not win on her first attempt, but on her second attempt, she did win right at the end of the year. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who takes the Cinderella dress, who gets that free wish. So let's look at the bracket. Let's look at the competitors. So, starting off, 2 competitors will have first round buys. And the 2 competitors are Shuri and Saya Kamatani. So Shuri, the World of Stardom champion, and Saya Kamatani, the Wonder of Stardom champion. So they both get first round buys. Okay. First round matchup, we got Himeka versus Rooka. And the winner of that match will face Shuri. I'm pretty sure Himeka's probably going to win. Definitely picking Himeka to win. We got Hazuki versus Miyu Amasaki. That's an interesting matchup, but I can see Hazuki pulling off the victory and advancing. We got Azumi versus Momo Watanabe. Ooh, former tag team partners, former Goddess of Stardom tag league winners. Ooh. Azumi, the current high-speed champion, and Momo Watanabe, now with Oedo Tai. Oh, man. This is a tough one. Honestly, this one could go either way. Yeah, that one could go either way. Yeah, we'll see. Next up we have a Donna Del Mundo showdown. We have Thekla versus Julia. Ooh, Thekla, the current SWA champion, against the leader, Julia. Ooh, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if Thekla got the upset, but I don't see it happening, so I'm picking Julia to advance. We got Koguma versus Fukikin Death. Oh man, as much as I can't stand Fukikin Death, mainly the gimmick I can't stand, it would not surprise me if she pulled off the upset over Koguma, to be honest with you. But I'm going to be rooting for Koguma, because I like Koguma. We got Saya Ida versus Rina. I think Saya Ida will take it. We have Lady C versus Mai Sakurai. See? There's that matchup. Oh, man. I really, really, really want Lady C to win. I think Lady C will take this. I think it's time Lady C got her second singles victory. She only has one over Wakasukiyama. I think it's time that Lady C got her second victory. I think she's long overdue. She's joined Queen's Quest. It's time to start seeing her get singles victories. So, I'm picking Lady C to advance. We have Utami Hayashishita versus Tam Nakano. Woo! This could go either way. This could actually go either way. Oh, man. Oh, man. That could... Oh, man, that's tough. That's tough. I must stay neutral on that. We got Mina Shirakawa versus Mirai. Actually, this is another one that could go either way. You know what? I'm gonna say Mina Shirakawa. I'm gonna say she edges it out and advances. Next matchup, we got Wakasukiyama versus Saki Kashima. Oh man. See, this is another one I would love to see Waka get her first singles victory, but Saki Kashima's gonna win. But I really want Waka to just pull off the upset. I hope some way, somehow, she'll pull off the upset. But Saki Kashima is most likely gonna win. Alright, we have Mayu Iwatani versus Momo Kogo. Ooh, that's going to be a tough test for Momo. That's going to be a very tough test for Momo. But, I mean, in a way, that's kind of similar to the Hazuki Miyu Amasaki matchup. But you know what? I think she'll give Mayu a good fight, but Mayu, I feel, definitely will advance. Alrighty. We got Unagi Sayaka versus a returning Hina, who, congratulations, just graduated from middle school, will be transitioning to high school. A returning Hina of Queen's Quest taking on Unagi Sayaka. Oh, man. As much as I would love Hina to pull off the upset, I don't think she will. So, I'm going to go Unagi Sayaka advances. Ooh, we got a high-speed showdown. Natsupoi versus Starlight Kid. This is another one that could go either way. But you know what? I think Starlight Kid will take it. I mean, she just recently lost the high-speed championship, so I think she's gonna bump up. So I'm picking her to beat Natsupoi, but it should be a close one. Okay, and then we have Micah versus Hanan. Ooh, that's gonna be a tough match for Hanan. I know she's Future of Stardom champion, and I know Micah is 1/3 of the Artists of Stardom Trios champions, but I just feel like Micah is the stronger one out of this matchup. So I'm gonna go with Micah, and then the winner of this matchup, Micah and Hanan, will face Saya Kamatani in the second round, which, could potentially be a Cinderella tournament rematch. Remember, last year it was Micah and Saya Kamatani in the finals. So, we could have ourselves a repeat of that in the second round. But that is your Cinderella Tournament 2022 bracket and first round matchups. Whew. Who do I think is going to win the Cinderella Tournament? Well, I definitely don't think Shuri or Saya Kamatani will do it. To be honest, if I had to pick three, I would say Momo Watanabe, because I think this would be a great way for her to bounce back. Micah, being that she was in the finals last year. Or something? Starlight Kid. I think one of those three. And I guess I could throw in Tam Nakano. If she beats Utami, I could potentially see Tam Nakano going all the way. But for now, I'm going to say Momo Watanabe, Starlight Kid, Micah. I'm going to pick those three. One of those three, I think, wins the Cinderella Tournament. But should be good. Should be really good. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to it. Okay, that is pretty much it for Stardom for now. Let's take a look at New Japan. The New Japan Cup. So, things are definitely starting to wind down. So, upcoming, we have Kazushka Okada versus Shima. Now, Okada making it this far doesn't surprise me. Okada has defeated El Desperado, Master Wato, and Taichi to make it to this far. Shima, who has been impressive, has defeated Taka Michinoku, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and Hiroki Goto. I did not think he was going to beat Hiroki Goto, but I gotta give him credit. I love it. And I'm a big fan of Hiroki Goto. I mean, I love Shima as well. I watched him a lot in Dragon Gate, but I was kind of surprised that he beat Goto. So it's gonna come down to Shima versus Okada, and man, I would love for Shima to pull off the upset and beat Okada. I would love to see that. I don't see him making it to the finals, but I think it would be cool to see Shima pull off the upset over Okada. Alrighty. We got coming up, which I gotta check out when it's released. We got Naito, or excuse me, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Tetsuya Naito. So let's see. Tanahashi has defeated Bad Luck Fale, and Yo and Bad Luck Fale, and Naito has defeated Yujiro Takahashi and Gato. So we're gonna have Tanahashi versus Naito. That could go either way. That could definitely go either way. I mean, these two have wrestled each other tons of times, so that could go either way. All right, we have Jeff Cobb versus Yoshihashi. Ooh, this is gonna be tough for Yoshihashi. Jeff Cobb, he's defeated Satoshi Kojima and Togi Makabe. Yoshihashi has defeated Tomoaki Honma and Kosei Fujita. So, Jeff Cobb, Yoshihashi. I think Jeff Cobb will end up taking this, but you never know. Yoshihashi has occasionally pulled off the upset, so it could happen in this matchup. But I'm thinking Jeff Cobb will advance. Let's see. We got the Great O'Karn versus Zack Sabre Jr. So, let's see. The Great O'Karn, of course, he had a automatic advancement since he didn't have to face Kota Ibushi because he's out. He's defeated Taiji Ishimori. Zack Sabre Jr. has defeated Ryohei Oiwa and Doki. So, Great O'Karn, Zack Sabre Jr. I'm thinking Zack Sabre Jr. will take it. But don't sleep on the Great O'Karn. Don't sleep on him. Alright, we have, let's see, Will Ospreay versus Sonata. So let's see. Sonata has beaten Aaron Hanare. And Will Ospreay has beaten Bushi and El Fantasma. Sonata and Will Ospreay. This one could go either way. I could see possibly Sonata pulling off the upset, but I think Will Ospreay's going to take it. Alrighty, we have Shingo Takagi versus Chase Owens. Ooh. So Shingo has beaten Tomohiro Ishii and Tangaloa. Chase Owens has beaten Jado and Tiger Mask, which is kind of a surprise. I did not think he would beat Tiger Mask. But I don't see him beating Shingo. Definitely do not see him beating Shingo. So I think Shingo will advance. And then we have, we got Evil versus Hiromu Takahashi. So Evil has beaten Ryusuke Taguchi and Tamatanga. Hiromu has beaten Sho and Minoru Suzuki. Which, oh man, that match he had with Minoru Suzuki, that was, whew, crazy. So, Evil and Hiromu both used to be part of the same stable of LIJ. I want Hiromu to win, but you know Evil's going to cheat. You know he's going to cheat. So, I expect that to happen. Will it backfire? I don't know, but I expect Evil to cheat and possibly win. So, let's see. Got a lot left. So we got a couple of quarterfinal matches and such left. Or third round, then quarterfinal. Then we have semifinals. So let's see. We got there's going to be some of these matchups will be tomorrow. As a matter of fact, Jeff Cobb, Yoshihashi, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Naito will be tomorrow. And then in a couple of days will be the other matchups on the right side of the bracket. Okada versus Shima won't be until the 20th of March. So we got a little while before that. But got some interesting matchups coming up, and you know the New Japan Cup's starting to wind down. Not only that, some interesting things have happened as well, as Jado and the Gorillas of Destiny have pretty much been kicked out of Bullet Club. So yeah, Jay White's Bullet Club, Gorillas of Destiny, Jado, kicked out. And they're the OGs. They're the OGs. So we'll be interested to see what happens going forward, because there is going to be some sort of Bullet Club war at some point, especially once Kenny Omega returns into the picture. Of course, you know, you got the House of Torture subset, but yeah, Phantasmo, Ishimori, Bad Luck Fale, all siding with Jay White, it seems. That's crazy. That's crazy. But a lot going on with the Bullet Club. But we'll see what happens going forward. Let's see. I believe Windy City Riot, the New Japan Pro Wrestling show in Chicago, I believe is now sold out. So, a lot of folks gearing up for that. That's April 16th. But yeah, it's sold out. But yeah, just looking forward to getting through the rest of this New Japan Cup. See who gets crowned. But yeah, should be good. Alrighty, let's look at some AEW. So, quite a bit happened in AEW. So, Jericho and Kingston. It's definitely not over between these two. So, Jericho came out, kind of explained himself, you know, why he didn't shake Eddie Kingston's hand, but, you know, called out Eddie Kingston. Looks like, you know, everything was going to be cool. So, you know, finally throws out the hand. Kingston shakes it. Seems like everything was cool. After they had that long talk, shook hands, 2.0 and Daniel Garcia came out. Pretty much started attacking Kingston and Jericho. Santana and Ortiz, proud and powerful, came out, tried to even up the odds. Ortiz gave baseball bat to Jericho, and Jericho clocked Santana and Ortiz. And not only that, Jake Hager came out, and of course, he sided with Jericho and attacked Proud and Powerful as well. So, Jericho has betrayed Proud and Powerful and Eddie Kingston, and this new faction of his has now been created, and it's called the Jericho Appreciation Society. I would have been fine with just Inner Circle 2.0 or Outer Circle, something like that. But Jericho Appreciation Society. So this now has Chris Jericho's the leader. You got 2.0 and Daniel Garcia and Jake Hager. That's your group. That's this Jericho Appreciation Society. So Jericho is now back to being a heel, and it looks like we're gonna have a continuing war with them and Eddie Kingston and Proud and Powerful. Should be interesting. Should be interesting. I just don't like the name. I don't like the name. Top Flight's Dante Martin actually got a shot at the AEW World Championship held by Hangman Adam Page, and you know, it was a pretty good match. He brought it, definitely brought it, but he wasn't gonna beat no Hangman Adam Page, but he gave it his best. But he was able to beat him, get the 1-2-3 buckshot lariat 1-2-3, retains the title, and you know, definitely shook his hand, showed respect afterwards. Wants another future match with him. Adam Cole came out and pretty much taunted Hangman Page. You know, your days as champion are numbered. You got a fluke victory on me. And, you know, I'm going to keep coming at you until I become champion. Pretty much. So, this feud between Hangman Adam Page and Adam Cole, baby, isn't over at all. It's not quite over. So, yeah, should be very interesting. So, this new pairing of Jon Moxley and the American Dragon Bryan Danielson pretty much destroyed JD Drake and Anthony Henry, two other superstars that I do like. And of course they had William Regal in their corner. And let me tell you what, after that match, they got one heck of an endorsement and a promo from William Regal. So, whew. Looks like William Regal will indeed be managing the tag team of Jon Moxley and the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. That's, whew. It's crazy. Don't really know how I feel about that because I don't want that to interfere with like Proud and Powerful and other legit tag teams getting the spotlight and becoming tag champs. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, think about it. This is a power tag team. This is a super team. This is a super team. Let's just keep it real. We had Pac versus Wheeler Yuta. I mean, we already know what was going to happen with that. He gave it his best shot. And I like Wheeler Yuta, but he won't go and beat no Pac. There's no freaking way. No freaking way. So, there's still some tension between the Young Bucks and Red Dragon. Adam Cole seems to favor Red Dragon over the Young Bucks. But I think it's only a matter of time before these two tag teams really start feuding with each other to the max. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. In a surprising move, FTR have fired Tully Blanchard as their manager. Tully Blanchard was trying to get in their minds that this is about winning the tag titles again here in AEW, but Cash Wheeler was like, nope, this is about family, and you're fired. Just like that. Just like that. Yeah, did not see that coming. So then the AHFO had this emergency meeting. Of course, Matt Hardy was stating his claims that, either, pretty much either y'all approve or disapprove of whether I should stay in the AHFO or whether I should be voted out. So, Private Party seemed to have Matt Hardy's back when they gave the thumbs up and the majority vote won for Matt Hardy to stay in the AHFO. But once Hardy turned his back, Private Party's they pretty much pulled a Batista and went like that. Thumbs down, thumbs down. And then everybody in the ring, from Private Party and the Butcher and the Blade and Andrade, just started beating down on Matt Hardy, just beating him down. Sting and Darby Allin tried to come down and even the odds, but then they started getting beat down. And then all of a sudden, Jeff Hardy's music hit, and he came down to the aid of his brother. They cleaned house. He hit a swanton bomb, embraced his brother, and it is official. Jeff Hardy is all elite. The Hardy Boys back together once again. I tell you, I marked out like crazy with this moment because they're from North Carolina, just like me. I've watched the Hardy Boys quite a lot back in WWE, so they always will hold a special place in my heart, especially being from North Carolina. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. They're from Cameron, North Carolina. So they'll always have a special place in my heart. But it looks like we're finally going to get that big AEW Hardy Boys run. I look so forward to it. And I hope they get at least one tag team championship run. At least one. At least one. Because they are getting up there in age, but they can still go. They can definitely still go. So I'm looking forward to seeing where the direction goes with the now reunited Matt and Jeff, Team Extreme, the Hardy Boys. Love it, love it, love it. Swerve got challenged by Tony Nese, and that'll be on Rampage, so I'll get to that later. So Wardlow had an opportunity to get on the mic. Of course, Wardlow won the Face of the Revolution ladder match to become the new number one contender for the TNT Championship. Now, the interesting thing about this is he's technically still under MJF's contract. Now, the whole idea was that if he were to win the TNT Championship, it would pretty much be given to MJF. But it doesn't look like Wardlow cares that he's still under contract. And he's pretty much going forward, whether it's Scorpio Sky, whether it's Sammy Guevara, and he's going to win that TNT Championship. Now, he's hoping that MJF will just release him from the contract, pay out and release him from the contract so I can be done with you and move on. So that he won't have to attack him. But I'm pretty sure when that time comes for Wardlow to have his match, I'm pretty sure MJF is going to interfere and cost him the match. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. So, they got to really, really get that feud going strong. So there's that. Let's see. We had the AEW Tag Team titles on the line as Jurassic Express was able to successfully defend the tag titles against the Acclaimed. Max Caster, Anthony Bowens. Overall, it was a good match. It was definitely a good match. I really liked both teams going at it, and the Acclaimed, I tell you, I really like how they've been showcasing them more and more. Just definitely, even Anthony Bowens has been having some great singles matches, so I really like what they're doing with the Acclaimed. But they gave it their best, but could not dethrone Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. And of course, Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, they constantly impress me, so nothing new there. We had ourselves a number one contenders AEW Women's World Championship eliminator match. So it was number one ranked legit Layla Hirsch taking on number two ranked Thunder Rosa. And the winner of this match would get a title shot against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, at St. Patrick's Day Slam. Now, this was definitely back and forth between both these ladies. And like I said, legit Layla Hirsch, I like her. I definitely like her. But it was definitely back and forth. But Thunder Rosa was not going to be denied. And she was able to get the pin and victory after a Fire Thunder driver. And she will go on to face Dr. Britt Baker for a second time. She gets a rematch. So, the thing is, this won't be just a regular rematch. Oh, no. This will actually be contested inside of a steel cage. That's right. This AEW Women's World Championship match between Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa will be inside of a steel cage. And the interesting thing about it is that this will be taking place in the same hometown or the same area where Thunder Rosa beat Britt in the Lights Out match, which I believe was San Antonio, Texas, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. That's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. And then we had the main event, which was the TNT Championship match. Title versus Streak. Scorpio Sky challenging the champion, Sammy Guevara. Now, there was a time in the match where Sammy did a 630, tried to do a 630 onto Scorpio Sky on the table on the outside. He moved out of the way at the last moment, and Sammy just fell right through the table, and he was out. Ty Conti came down to check on her man. Didn't look good. Sammy didn't look good at all. So they were pretty much on the verge of stopping the match and awarding the victory to Scorpio Sky because Sammy couldn't continue. But of course, Sammy was like, no, I want to keep fighting. So kept fighting, and it did not work out for him, nor did it work out for Ty Conti because she got dropped by Paige Van Zant. And they were able to take advantage And Scorpio Sky was able to dethrone Sammy Guevara to win his first singles title in AEW, the TNT Championship. Now, of course, remember, Scorpio Sky was one of the first, he was the first to win the AEW tag team titles. Of course, he won with Frankie Kazarian as part of SCU. So, yeah, this is Scorpio Sky's second title, his first singles. But yeah, the streak continues. He has not lost in a singles match in a year. But one would imagine that he's going to get fed to Wardlow. But like I said, I think MJF is going to interfere and cost him the match. I definitely do. But it was a good Dynamite. It was definitely a good Dynamite. For Rampage was alright. Had a pretty good match between Mark Quinn and Darby Allin. That was actually a pretty good match. And we had Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Martinez, which I kind of thought Mercedes was going to pick up the victory. But of course, you know, with Britt Baker and Rebel there, you know they had to cheat in order for Jamie Hayter to get the victory, which all it was just a clothesline after the interference. Tried to gang up on Mercedes, but Thunder Rosa came down with the chair as the equalizer to clean house, scare everybody off. We also had Limitless Keith Lee taking on QT Marshall, which, you know, I gotta give QT some credit. Just like in the match he had with Hook, he put up a good fight. He did. But ended up eating a Big Bang catastrophe. And Keith Lee gets another victory. Now, of course, the whole factory tried to gang up on Keith Lee, but ended up taking everybody out, including hitting Nick Comoroto with a spirit bomb. And then all of a sudden, here comes Team Taz and Absolute Ricky Starks and Powerhouse trying to gang up on Keith Lee, and Keith Lee had the momentum for a moment until he got spine bustered by Powerhouse Hobbs, and that was a done deal. Just a numbers game, too much even for Keith Lee. And I think that's only just going to lead to a showdown between Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs, which should be good. Should be really good. Looking forward to when those two behemoths go at it. And in the main event, Swerve Shane Strickland makes his AEW debut against the premier athlete Tony Nese. And this was actually a great match. Very fitting for the main event. And these two went at it back and forth, really showcasing their abilities to the max. And I like both these guys. I've watched Tony Nese ever since Evolve and even Impact Wrestling. He did do a little bit of work in Impact Wrestling. And Swerve has been around for a long time. I mean, in the Indies, MLW, Evolve, he's been around a long time. So, great to see both these guys showcased. But sure enough, it was Swerve that was able to get the victory. Did pretty much a flying stomp off the top turnbuckle. In a way, kind of almost like a Meteora, in a way. But was able to do that and get the 1, 2, 3. And Swerve, in his first match, gets his first victory on AEW soil. So, congratulations to Shane Swerve Strickland. So glad to see he's in AEW. He's also going to be competing some in New Japan via New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong. I believe he's going to be challenging Jay White soon. So, you know, him and AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, hey, very fitting for Swerve. Very fitting. So, very happy for him. WWE. So, I gotta be honest. Raw was a little unexpected. Raw was actually a little unexpected, as RK Bro was able to capture the Raw tag titles by winning a triple threat match between Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins, which them getting that win and getting the titles back literally broke Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins to the point where Seth Rollins was lost for words and was pretty much a zombie. And Kevin Owens was at least talkative, but he at least got to the point where he made a statement at the end of the night. The Miz insulted the folks of his hometown, despite being in his hometown. I mean, it's The Miz. I kind of feel for Apollo Crews. He got trounced by Omos. Sucks to see him get bad to him, but I hope this will eventually lead to a singles match between Omos and Commander Aziz. I'm hoping that'll happen. That should happen. That better happen. And then I gotta give credit to Hall of Famer Edge for the eerie, dark promo that he gave in regards to AJ Styles. Like I said, I still feel like that's going to be pretty much the main match to keep an eye on for WrestleMania, because all the other matches just really don't interest me that much. They really don't. And then now, there's a tag team match where if Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan get the victory over the tag champs of Queen Zelina and Carmella, they get added to the WrestleMania Women's Tag Team Championship match, which they won fairly easily. I mean, I'm not going to say it was a squash, but they won fairly easily. Because let's just keep it real. Queen Zelina and Carmella are not a strong tag team. Why they're tag team champs, I don't know. But they are not a strong tag team. Period. And then, so Kevin Owens, at the end of the show, pretty much called out Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wants to do a special KO show at WrestleMania and wants his guest to be none other than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I'm pretty sure, I know some folks were thinking that this was going to turn into a wrestling match. Nah, I highly doubt it. Not with old man Stone Cold Steve Austin with the weak knees. I just don't see that happening. So, it'll be pretty interesting to see KO and Stone Cold at WrestleMania, being that it is going to be in Dallas, Texas. So, yeah, that was kind of a... And they played his music, but they cut to the graphic. Like, he didn't even come out, so I just felt that was kind of weird, the way they did that. Really, really weird. But, I mean, it is what it is. NXT 2.0 was interesting and weird. So, we now have our final teams for the women's Dusty Tag Team Classic. So, Wendy Chu and Dakota Kai ended up defeating Raquel Gonzalez and Cora Jade. Of course, they did have some help with Toxic Attraction taking out Raquel Gonzalez's knee. And they will meet Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray in the finals, which they ended up defeating Casey Catanzaro and Caden Carter, which was a great match, but it really kind of sucks that they beat Caden and Casey, because Caden and Casey, they're a legit tag team. They've been a legit tag team for at least a year, and I really felt like they were going to be the ones to win this tournament, because it makes the most sense. Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai don't need this tournament. They don't. So why they're even in the finals? And the thing that sucks about it is they're in the finals against Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu, and I highly doubt Dakota and Wendy are going to win now. Not against Kaylee Ray and Io Shirai. I highly doubt Wendy and Dakota win. Highly doubt it. Fallon Henley got an upset victory over Tiffany Stratton, of course, with the help of Saray. So that's going to turn into a match finally this week. Saray and Tiffany Stratton. So looking forward to that. Grayson Waller got a very, very lucky last man standing victory over LA Knight. I mean, it's been back and forth, and you know, with him being kind of the young star, which I think word is they might be bringing LA Knight to the main roster. It's probably why they did this. So I get it. I get it. I just thought it was interesting that Grayson Waller was on the back of his bodyguard, and that's what kind of helped him get back up and beat the count of 10. But I think this is going to lead to LA Knight going to the main roster. So I guess I get it. And then we were supposed to have a tag team title match. It was supposed to be Creed Brothers versus Imperium. Creed Brothers got taken out outside backstage, so MSK replaced them. But during their match, Creed Brothers came back out anyway and pretty much interrupted the whole match, attacking both MSK and Imperium. So I think it's only fitting that the tag titles be up for grabs, maybe perhaps at Stand and Deliver. Triple threat. MSK, Imperium, Creed Brothers. We'll see. But I think that's what it's going to end up leading to. And then the main event, you had the NXT Championship triple threat match. Braun Breaker defending against Tommaso Ciampa and Dolph Ziggler. It's a great match overall. I still have mixed feelings about the outcome. But of course, you know, Bobby Roode was there to help out. And it led to Dolph Ziggler getting the victory and becoming NXT champion for the first time in his WWE career. Great match. The only reason that I could see them putting the title on him is to say that he now has a title that he's never had before in his career. And if I remember correctly, I think this makes Dolph Ziggler a Grand Slam champion. I believe he's a Grand Slam champion now. NXT champion, World Heavyweight champion, United States champion, Intercontinental champion. I mean, yeah. Yeah, he's pretty much a Grand Slam champion. He's the 22nd Triple Crown champion. A 4-time tag champion, two with Raw, one with SmackDown, and one, that's right, because he was with the Spirit Squad. So, multiple time tag champion, was won the Money in the Bank, Slammy Award winner 2 times. I mean, he has quite a resume in his WWE career alone. So, this was big. This was definitely big for Mr. Ziggles, Dolph Ziggler. But the word with that is Braun Breaker may be getting called up to the main roster, which is kind of, I have mixed feelings about that, because it's like, you know, I felt like was a great champion, for NXT 2.0 for all the up and coming youngsters. And then with them taking the belt off of him and putting it on Dolph Ziggler, just, I don't really get that. But I think the only thing that it could mean is they're confident in bringing up Braun Breaker to the main roster. But now it's like, who is really going to be the one to dethrone Dolph Ziggler in NXT? You know, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but Dolph Ziggler is your NXT champion. So, yeah. Let's see. NXT UK. NXT UK. Noam Dar had another successful Heritage Cup defense. This time defeating Joe Coffey, which of course, you know, had to cheat to win. Charlie Dempsey was able to defeat A-Kid by submission, which I believe this writes off A-Kid since he's going to be joining NXT 2.0. He's going to be making his debut at NXT 2.0. So I felt like this was pretty much a way that they wrote him off of NXT UK, which I believe tomorrow night, so 2.0 is when we'll see A-Kid make his debut. So we'll see how that goes. I could see him potentially in the running for North American Championship or Cruiserweight Championship as well. And then the funny thing is, Roderick Strong is going to be making an appearance on NXT UK, and I believe he's going to be facing Wolfgang. So that's interesting. Roderick Strong, NXT UK, A-Kid, NXT 2.0. It's quite a switcheroo there. Symbiosis squashed another tag team, and then we got the return of exactly who I thought it was from that video. Wild Boar is back, and he ended up attacking Symbiosis. So glad that he's back. Like I said, I had a feeling he was gonna pop back, especially after that most recent vignette from last week. I had a feeling he was gonna pop back. So Wild Boar, he is back. So good to see him return. And like I said, the main event was the Heritage Cup match between Joe Coffey and Noam Dar. Noam Dar won 2-1. I believe Joe Coffey got the first pin, but Noam Dar got the last two. So Noam Dar, still your Heritage Cup champ. And then Friday Night SmackDown, it was rough. It was really, really rough. So, first off, you had Brock Lesnar chasing Paul Heyman. Dang, I don't think I've seen Paul Heyman run like that in forever. So I thought that was pretty funny. I got some chuckles from that. So Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs have earned themselves a tag team title match at WrestleMania against the Usos. Why? I don't get it. I really don't get it. It was cool to see Pat McAfee and Austin Theory throw down. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, for the record, I am looking forward to their match. Like I said, I think Pat McAfee did well in his match against Adam Cole. I think it'd be nice to see how he would do against Austin Theory. So I'm actually looking forward to that match. That should be good. Ricochet defended the Intercontinental title against Sami Zayn, and wow, that just really knocked down what momentum Sami Zayn had when he was champion. But you know, he's got a showdown with Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania anyway that he's gonna have to focus on. So, but yeah, Ricochet still looking strong after winning the Intercontinental Championship. And then Sasha Banks and Naomi still looking strong. They beat Natalya and Shayna Baszler. Poor Shayna. Shayna can't catch a break. That woman cannot catch a break. She couldn't catch a break on Raw, and now she can't catch a break on SmackDown. It's crazy. Drew McIntyre got brutalized by Happy Corbin, Madcap Moss, Shanky, and Jinder Mahal. It's crazy. But the Viking Raiders ended up having his back, so I thought that was pretty cool. But ultimately, they took advantage of a 4-on-1. And it's interesting. You got Jinder Mahal and Shanky back into the mix. You know, Jinder Mahal was in the mix for a while, like a number of months ago. And now they're back in the mix with this whole thing. So, yeah, Viking Raiders are definitely gonna, hopefully, have to intervene quite a bit and have Drew McIntyre's back. You know, so it's the numbers game. You had a very, very, well, before I get to that, Ronda Rousey and Charlotte brawled out in the parking lot, which ended up leading to Charlotte Flair putting on a nasty, nasty looking dragon sleeper on Ronda Rousey and actually got her to tap out. It was crazy. Actually got her to tap out. Just intensifying their matchup for WrestleMania. Matchup I really don't care about, but whatever. But unfortunately, tragic event happened when Sheamus and Ridge Holland teamed up against Big E and Kofi Kingston. So, unfortunately, Ridge Holland gave Big E a belly-to-belly suplex outside the ring, and Big E landed dead on his head, injuring his neck. I mean, literally landed on the top of his head. So he couldn't continue. He was out. Got rushed to a hospital. So, according to Update, because he's been updating folks on Twitter and Instagram and all that. So, according to his update, says it's a fracture between like two discs in his neck. They say that he doesn't have to get surgery, but it does make me wonder about recovery and if it's recommended that he retire. I'm not saying that he can't come back. I mean, Edge and Bryan Danielson, Lita, those three are examples. But not everybody's situation is the same. I mean, look at Tyson Kidd. After the muscle buster he took from Samoa Joe, ended his career. So everybody's situation is different. I hope and pray for a speedy recovery and that he can return and continue his career if he chooses to. But it wouldn't surprise me if he calls it quits. Yeah, it's a neck fracture or whatnot. Could be worse. But neck injuries are no joke. They're no joke. Neck, concussion, they're no joke. At the end of the day, you got to do what's best for your health. I know A lot of people may think, oh, it's not that bad. It's only a fracture. It's a neck injury. Neck injuries are pretty freaking bad. So if anything, Big E's got to do what he feels is best for him. I mean, if he is able to bounce back and wants to continue his career, great. If not, great. Because at the end of the day, these guys are putting their health and lives on the line doing this stuff. And, I feel bad for Ridge Holland. Just, a bad spot. I don't know if he didn't throw him correctly, or if Big E didn't tuck his head or what. If you ask me, I don't think the throw was executed that good. And it just makes me wonder, will this kill Ridge's push? It probably will. Either that, or maybe the belly gets banned. I don't know. But I don't know. It looked really bad. And not only was that bad, but now Sheamus and Ridge Holland have brought in Pete Dunne, but he's now known as Butch. The Bruiserweight, Pete Dunne. Former United Kingdom champion. Former NXT Tag Team champion. And his name is now Butch. Wow. 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 That's that's crazy. Butch? Really? He's Butch now? He's Butch now. Wow. 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 That's really all I can say. That's all I can say. It's crazy. It's crazy. Butch. Anyway. That's pretty much all that I have for this video. Like I said, I do apologize for my tardiness. Been crazy busy. But wanted to go ahead and get this in, especially before Raw. But yeah, let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Did y'all enjoy Stardom New Blood 1? Looking forward to the Cinderella tournament. What did y'all think about the recent title changes in WWE and AEW? Who do y'all think is going to win the New Japan Cup? But yeah, still got quite a bit to look forward to in this month. But like I said, prayers going up for Scott Hall, Big E and his recovery, and just got to keep pushing forward. Hope everything will work out. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Thank y'all so much for watching. This has been another Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming here on the U to the Tube. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed evening, and I will see y'all very soon. Take care. Love y'all. Peace.